Joining me now is James Dorsey, International Relations expert from Singapore's Nanyang Technological University, to talk to us about Israel Morocco normalisation. Good morning, James. Thank you for joining the program.
Pleasure to be with you.
Now, yesterday we witnessed yet another normalisation deal brokered by President Trump. What does Israel get? And where does Morocco stand in this new chapter of improving ties with former foes?
Well, obviously, Morocco and Israel have long had very close ties, particularly when it came to intelligence and security matters. And also, let's not forget that the largest Moroccan Jewish diaspora is in Israel. And so, therefore, there always were close ties. What this does is it gives Netanyahu another argument that you don't need to resolve the Palestinian issue in order to establish relations with the United States. In other words, that both are disconnected. There's a significant economic opportunity here. There was already significant Israeli tourism to Morocco, but that will be facilitated and made easier once the pandemic is behind us, with direct flights, and obviously we'll start to get Moroccan tourism to Israel.
Okay. Well, what does this mean for the Middle East in particular, when you realise that a larger number of countries, specifically Arab, are pondering normalisation with Israel?
Well, I don't know that the establishment of relations between Morocco and Israel after the UAE and after Bahrain, and before that, of course, the peace treaties with Jordan and Egypt, makes all that much of a difference. Fact of the matter is that we've had a situation in which for the past 2 decades, the Arab world has said, we will make peace with Israel, provided Israel withdraws from the territories occupied in 1967 and allows for the establishment of an independent Palestinian state. That offer, or that policy, hasn't produced anything. So in a sense, the Palestinians have a real problem, but they had the problem before. They were dealing with a failed policy, but at least it kept up a facade of Arab support. That facade of Arab support has now crumbled, if you wish, or is crumbling by virtue of the fact that the establishment of diplomatic relations with Israel is no longer dependent on a resolution of the Palestinian issue.
Okay, now Palestinian groups have strongly criticised the deal, calling it a black day for Palestinians and betrayal to Palestine. Aren't these normalisation deals going to intensify that suffering of Palestinians rather than helping them achieve their rights and freedom?
I don't know that it's going to intensify anything that the Israelis already are or are not doing. What it does is, and the Palestinian sense of betrayal on this is real. There's no doubt about it. But what it does is basically it gives the Israelis the sense that they can proceed with policies they had already were pursuing because the Arab world is not going to attach a penalty to that. Now, fact of the matter is, Israel was expanding settlements before this. Very tough measures against them on security grounds were continuous, and the Arab world was not able to prevent that. So the Palestinians are really caught in a catch-22.